Hey, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Raza Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect, Bakoya Kodash. That's the holy elect Baha Raza in and around the four winds of the earth. Greetings. So it begins, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called wicked elite, so-called white people, getting the ball rolling with this new scamdemic, and apostles and elders of Great Millstone, brothers on down, been warning of the times, signs of the times, and pestilence and famine is definitely on the horizons for 2025, and it looks like Esau's trying to put steam behind this new disease X. I'm just gonna say H5N, pestilence, because now they're saying that it's traveled to the Congo, and there's a disease X that's spreading worldwide wide in Congo right now, and a number of people have died in certain other places, and there's no accountability of what the disease is, and it's mysticism on how the people are dying. And now they're saying that the CDC announces first severe case of the BF. I'm just going to say the BF mutating, prompting experts to warn that they may see another scamdemic or plandemic, which is part of the wicked agenda of the elites. All the chaos scenario they need to push forth for their NWO draconian agenda, because that's what it's going to come to. More draconian legislation, more austerity, more so-called privileges that you people call rights stricken away from you. And ultimately, for you to take this new digital device implant, in your skin, underneath your skin, whether in your forehead or in your right hand, to be a tracked and traced. And you can also put your health records on there, man, which is the MOT to the B. You're using the RFID implants, man. That's ultimately what the goal of the wicked elite is. But in the midst of that, they're going to do all these different social experiments. Like the scripture says in Psalm 64, they do a diligent search, man. And they like to test out their, experiments on the goy, on the cattle, the people, to see the results of these different pathogens, man. The effects, man. How many people can they delete? Because that's also a major plan of the wicked elite, is the deletion of a lot of billions of people, because there's over 8 billion people on the earth, and they want to lower it down to 500 million, pursuant to the Georgia Guidestones, which they took down, a while ago. But that commandment still stands, man. The first commandment to maintain humanity under a certain number, under 500 million. So depopulation is a big thing for next year. 2025 is looking like, and even the Lord said there's going to be a great slaughter in Israel, man. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon His people. And it's 2/3. They're in for one. 2025 is going to be a good big surprise for the 2/3 of Israel and all these wicked people of the other nations, man. Death is definitely on the horizons. It's going to spread like a bad smell, man, like a bad stench in the air, and it's not looking good, man. But this is beautiful, because this is the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on his wicked ass society. So, let it all happen, man. Let the sea hips fall where they may, so to speak. Let me just jump straight to the scriptures. I don't have to make this long. But yeah, they're saying that it's spreading out there to the Congo now, and we're gonna make it a worldwide situation, a new lockdown situation. It seems very soon, probably before the inauguration of DJ Trump. And I heard I said it in a previous sit down. They referenced January the 21st as a pivotal date for this H5N expansion, so to speak. Talks of it basically being a precursor for a new lockdown procedure, And that's just like a day after this guy, DJ Trump, gets inaugurated on January the 20th. So, all hell could just break loose within that whole week. Well, definitely within that whole month. Abaratazar. But this is Revelations 13 and 11. And it says the beast from the earth. Let's just talk about these European devils, man. These Edomites. It says and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And this represents Esau and his so-called not judicial, but his so-called political system, which encompasses the judicial system as well, because they frame mischief by a law. And it says they had two horns like a lamb, talking about the two political parties, Republican and Democrats, plebeians and patricians and all of that back in ancient Rome. The consul, the Senate, as they call them today. It says, and he spake as a dragon, meaning that draconian legislation, which that's what Esau is going to use to come down and prompt on the people even more in these last days, man. He's going to come down very austere and very harsh on the people with these new legislations to reinforce order, basically, or restore order through the chaos that's going to ensue, whether it be by way of pestilence or, some false flag attack. Esau's going to use he's going to frame mischief by a law, as I just quoted from the book of Psalms, man, and he's going to reinforce it by these, unrighteous decrees, man, on the people to strip away your so-called rights that you have, which are just privileges that these devils are really going to, take away from you, to show you that you don't have no power. You're really just a digital slave. You're just a digital bot for the New World Order, basically. Even Klaus Schwab, he keeps saying it. He said it before. That people shall own nothing and be happy. Why? Because you really don't own anything in this society. Everything is owned and given to you, basically. And it's going to be taken away from you in these last days. So these people are going to find out that Constitution, the so-called Constitution, is all just a piece of paper, like Bush said, man. So people don't really have rights. You've been a slave. You're still a slave to this day. Especially Jake. They're gonna find out the hard way when Esau makes mandates the sea hipping the people across the four winds of the earth. Then you're gonna find out that he was always just a slave. Nothing's changed, man. Only thing changed is that's the clothing. Modern day clothing and all that. That's the only thing that's changed. This devil's still the same devil that had our people on cargo slave ships and whipping us, and you called us chattel slavery and all of that, treated us less than worse than animals, and so on and so forth. This is the same devil, and this New World Order thing is a complete it's basically an advancement of that, an upgrade of that same mindset from back then by the same people. It's just that instead of yokes of iron, they're gonna put sea hips in you this time. They're gonna put implants inside of you. Make you a digital slave. So so the Esau's gonna frame the draconian legislation. More austerity is gonna come, especially by way of these different order and chaos scenarios, man. Esau's gonna reinforce and trying to restore that order, man, through these legislations. Since Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees." It says, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah. So that's the times we're coming into, man. Esau's gonna, come down on the people so hard that they're not gonna see it coming, man. You thought last time the last lockdown was anything. This lockdown now they're coming with is gonna be so, fierce and so, just full of wrath. People ain't gonna see it, just to understand what's going on. They're gonna be in the midst of bare confusion, man, and that's rightfully so, because you had the apostles and elders, the prophets of the Lord, warning your asses for many years that these things were coming, and Jake didn't want to take heed, man. They just wanted to lollygag and enjoy themselves, enjoy life, so to speak, not knowing that the enemy was plotting against them all this time. And Esau gonna come down with our martial law troops upon you tribes, the same time in the same month January, when the inauguration, January the 21st, DJ Trump's first day in office, 2025, he's saying that he wants to deport 11 million Jakes across the border. At the same time, you're going to have an outbreak of this pestilence. It looks like it's going to be an outbreak of this new pestilence. At the same time, he wants to put people across the border, so to speak, and detain people. That's like the perfect recipe for the MOT to the B to be implemented, man. Because now you could, and he'd be even talking about putting GPS devices in people, you know. So this is the perfect recipe. And Esau said he'll never let a crisis go to waste. That's how the wicked elite think. So this is the perfect recipe for them to, enact their new world order with all the more draconian legislation, putting people in internment camps, separating the people and their families and all of that, martial law, major lockdowns, forced arrestments and all of that, It's going to get dark out here, man. And then Esau's going to, take people out by way of the sword. He's going to give the armies and all that license to kill, basically. Because everything's going to be, threatening the U.S. way of living, so to speak. So they need to eradicate this new disease and people that are carrying and all of that. Esau's going to go mad. He says he's going to be like a madman sparing none to try and make people take that C-hip technology, man, by any means necessary. So Esau going to go all out. It says, verse 2 says, turn aside the needy from judgment. It says, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Yeah, your so-called rights, your privileges are going to be taken away from you more and more in these last days. It says that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's exactly what Esau is about to do. Pushing that these new pestilences are out there, disease X, whatever it is. It could be more than just one pestilence as well. It could be a number of pestilences, But Esau's going to use it to his benefit, man. He's going to make sure chaos brews in society, man. People lose their mind. They go crazy. People just turn lawless, start going mad. So you can come down with them martial law troops and start executing people on sight, man. Shooting on sight, man. Have the firing squads and all of that. Even Trump was talking about that before. During his election campaign, he was talking about having firing squads and so on and so forth when he comes back into office. What's that going to be needed for? To execute people on sight? These martial law troops, man. That's what happens in a time of martial law, war type law. A lot of people get executed on sight. Summary execution, as they call it. People, the beheadings are going to come back, the guillotine. That's prophesied in the scriptures, man. So the apostles and elders have been warning you of these times, man. And Jake didn't want to listen, but now they're going to start feeling the crunch, man. The same shall see it. The same shall know it by death and pain. Roughly paraphrasing from the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, man. The same must know it by death and pain, man. They're going to feel it, man, because they didn't want to heed the warning. They wanted to, like it tells you in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, they wanted to fan their hand at the wisdom and knowledge, man, basically. They refused the knowledge. So the Lord's going to refuse them. He's not going to deliver them in the time of their calamities. In the time of Jacob's trouble, he's going to mock when their fear cometh. He's going to laugh at their calamities. This is Psalms 94 and 19, 20. So shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. Yeah. And that's these Edomites, these so-called white people, man. They use situations to frame mischief by a law, basically, man. They use these order ab chaos scenarios to come down more on the people with the draconian legislations by setting up situations of mischief and then, coming with the order. That's the order ab chaos scenario, basically, what they're doing right now. And 2025 is definitely going to be a spicy year, man. It kicks off as soon as we get into the new year. All hell just starts breaking loose, man. And because it looks like they're trying to put some steam behind this new pestilence, man. They're not going to let that just, simmer down, so to speak. They're going to use it as another excuse to come down upon the people, the Goyim. And rightfully so, man, because we're in a time of great judgment. Ezekiel 7, and I'll start from verse 5 and I'll jump down to verse 15, because this is about 2/3 of Jake receiving that judgment, because they're not adhering, they're not seeing that, measuring the time diligently and understanding the times that we're in. You know, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is visiting the earth which he made, man, and Jake don't seem to understand that. Ezekiel 7 and 5, it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, an evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, the end is come." And this is the time that we're in, the end. And Jake think, this is, that prophecies is a joke. They think the Bible is a joke, not knowing that they're living in biblical times right now as we speak, man. And you can either be with the Lord or against the Lord, man. Pick a side, basically. And the 2/3 they're against the Lord, so they're all going to die by way of grievous deaths, man. Ultimately by way of the nuclear missiles, because a lot of them are going to end up taking that C-hip implant, man, which they can't. Once you take that C-hip technology underneath your skin, you can't repent, because that's a grave sin, a sin that's worthy of death, man. So Jake don't understand the times that we're living in, man, but the judgment's coming either way, whether you believe or not. The incredulity of the people don't matter, man. The prophecies are going to come to pass whether you believe or not, man. Romans 3 and 3. It says Ezekiel 7 and 15. It says the sword is without, and pestilence and famine, and the famine within. So, this is the times that we're going into, man. More pestilence, famines, increasing and all that. More strikes, more storehouses being empty, so on and so forth. Hyperinflation. It's going to get bad out here, man. And it's all going to be like a domino effect as well. One thing after the other is just going to keep getting worse and worse. It says the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword. Modern day sword is the gun. It says, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. So those are the times we're in, man. The Lord is going to devour 2/3 of his own people, man, by way of the sword, by way of famine and pestilences. And these are all scourges of amendment from the Heavenly Father upon the wicked. 2/3 of our people, they're wicked as all hell. They're far gone. They're too far gone. The whole head is sick, as the scripture says, and they're going to be removed, man. And Esau, Edom, the other nations, they're just, the extra characters in this movie. They're going to be destroyed anyway. The Lord don't really care about those other characters there, because they're just extra, they're just drops of a vessel, basically. They mean nothing to the Lord. But 2/3 of his own people, the Lord's really going to put it on them, man. That's why it's called the time of Jacob's trouble. And what's the first job of DJ Trump? To basically get rid of, the northern tribe that's in America. A lot of the northern tribe in America, man, send them across the border, so to speak. So Esau's going to be concentrating on you tribes, northern and southern kingdom, man, in the new year, man. Esau's going to be predominantly concentrating on Jake. Jake's going to become the new problem in America, man. The main focus in America, should I say, for the new year, which is going into what time of Jacob's trouble. It says, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys. It says, and all of them mourning every one for his iniquity. So all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. So 2/3 are not going to receive no mercy from the Lord, man. They're going to be catching untimely hell until basically the nuclear missiles come, man. Because from the time of the MOT to the B gets mandated, martial law, race riots, civil unrest, to the nuclear missiles is a schedule, that's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be accomplished, man. It's inevitable, like Apostle Elder Tahar was going into that word. Eventually it's going to happen. So that's going to be the concentration of the 2/3 catching hell until the nuclear missiles come, basically, man. That's their judgment that they're going to have to deal with, and the Lord's not going to hear and lament for he's not going to hear your cries, man, your lamentations. That's why the Lord said, lift up no cries, no prayers for the 2/3, man. You know, just let them catch their hell, man. Don't worry about how the ungodly are punished, man, how they perish, you know, but worry about how the godly are delivered, you know, which is the elect. And that's what we're out here preaching about, preaching this word for the elect, man. We ain't concerned about the whole nation of Israel. We're only out here concerned about the elect of Israel, which is the 144,000 and the 1/3, man. You know, everyone else outside of that, they're just going to receive their judgment from the Lord. Ezekiel 21:9 says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. And this is what the prophet's been saying. Been warning Jake, man, time of Jacob's troubles coming. A sword is sharpened against you, man. Esau's going to come down upon you with great wrath. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. And what did Jake want to do? Jake just found the hand, didn't want to listen. They rebuked the wisdom and all that, you know. So in turn, when all hell breaks loose, you know, and then they're going to know that a prophet have been among them when these things come to pass, you know. So they only got themselves to blame because the prophet's been warning you, man, you know. The watchmen been watching and warning the people, you know, on a regular over the YouTube since 2007. It says verse 10 is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. So there's coming a great slaughter is coming, man, upon the tribes, man. 2/3. So it's furbished that it may glitter. So should we then make mirth? And part of that sword is Esau and his you know, it could be either you know, through the actual sword, a gun, you know, or, you know, even through his pharmaceutical companies, man, the medical, you know, these medicines and all that, these potions, these pathogens, man. That's part of Esau's sword as well, because he uses it to slaughter people, man. It says it is furbished that it may glitter. So should we then make mirth? So while Jake is out here partying, trying to enjoy their Christmas, you know, holidays, and, you know, think about what they're gonna, you know, their New Year's Eve resolution. Your enemy, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is plotting against you, man, to destroy you, to put you in internment camps, to basically delete you off the face of the earth, to stick chips in you, man. But you're out here lollygagging, thinking everything's sweet. You know, it says, it contemneth the rod of my son is every tree. It says, and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished, and to give it into the hand of the slayer, which is these so-called white people, man. Because Esau's blessing is of the sword, and he's using it to perfection right now. You know, he's exercising his rights, basically, his blessings that the Lord gave him, and he's not wasting it, man. You know, he's gonna go out with, he wants to go out with a bang, basically, with this whole new old order shenanigan, because eventually these devils are gonna lose, you know, which the top elite, they know that, but they're not gonna go down without a fight. Basically, they want to try and eradicate as many of you tribes as possible and accomplish this NWO agenda, man, before Yahweh Shai comes down and torches their asses with that fire, man. You know, they want to hide themselves from the wrath of the Lamb. But it's got, you know, yeah, everything's about prophecy, man. Everything, you know, falls under the guise of fulfilling a prophecy. And this is a testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It's the spirit of prophecy, man. It's in verse 12. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. Who's the Lord's people? It says, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh. So terrors, man. 2025 is looking to be a terrible year for the 2/3, man. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh, man. So 2025 is looking to be a spicy beginning to the year, man, with this new pestilence. And Esau prompting and pushing this, you know, putting steam behind this new pathogen, so-called BF going worldwide and all of that. So we're going to see what happens, man, with the WHO, because they're the ones that's going to come with the legislations and all of that, you know, through the CDC and so on and so forth. So we're going to see. But it's not looking good, man. So it's not looking good for the 2/3, but it's looking good for, you know, the destruction of this wicked ass society. So anyway, I want to close out, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, Shalom, to the hopeful and sincere elect.